Assalamun alaikum wa rahmatullah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bari'il khalaiq ajma'een. والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على النبي الأمي المكي المدني القرشي الهاشمي الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأرض بأبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين سيما بقية الله الأعظم روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء. أما بعد، فقد قال أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب عليهما السلام: أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله واتباع أمره ونهيه. First of all, I recommend myself and all of you to practice piety, which is essential for every believer who wants to seek nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we try our best to maintain all our affairs as per the principles of Islam. Attaining taqwa means abstaining from committing sin and trying to fulfill our obligations, especially the wajib, the obligatory things which is essential for a believer to perform. And as much as possible, we have to try our best to do the recommended acts and abstain from things. One of the essentials of attaining taqwa is preventing our body from harming any kind of harms. Nowadays we are facing a big problem, a big challenge before us across the globe, particularly during this week. The news is coming out is not so good. In many places, especially in our country, in Guyana, in other parts of the world, in Iran, in India, in many other places, reports are coming that the coronavirus is increasing, and the death rate is also getting higher day by day. So it is essential as a part of taqwa to prevent ourselves from these things, and recommendations made by our doctors we have to follow. We have to wear our mask while we are going out. We have to abstain from social gathering, and we need to avoid going out of our homes as much as possible. Only we have to go out for essential things with all precautions. And it is our responsibility as a Muslim, as a human being, to prevent ourselves from any kind of harm. So this is something not only preventing ourselves, it is helping our society, our brothers and sisters, that they also have to be safe. So by being at home and not going out for non-essential things, and maintaining the social distance, also wearing mask and following the other instructions by our doctors, that is something which is highly recommended. On my behalf, I recommend all of our brothers and sisters to follow strictly the precautions, so they can also safeguard themselves and they safeguard the society. Meantime, we have to pray and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us strength to cope with the situation. And we know that the more this situation prolongs, the worse the condition may be. So we hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower His special blessings upon us and inshallah we come out of this challenge and with this pandemic as soon as possible, inshallah. And we hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will shower His special blessings upon us. The topic we were discussing from 4 weeks, this is the 5th week in our Jummah sermon, that to whom we can associate and with whom we have to abstain from associating, we have to disassociate. In other words, the friendship, the criterion of making friendship, and also from whom we have to disassociate and we should not make friends. I did mention that there are some obligatory things, like we have to be friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to associate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, we have to associate with our deen and those who brought deen for us, our prophets, our imams and great ulamas. We have to associate with them so we can get closer to Almighty Allah. And the criterion must be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-hubbu fillah wal-bughdu fillah. If we love someone, if we associate with someone, that should be because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for a good purpose. And if we disassociate with someone, if we hate someone, that should be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and for a purpose. Quranic verses and our ahadith, the sayings of our noble prophet and sayings of our holy imams, guiding us in this path, to whom we can associate and from whom we have to keep ourselves away. There are certain instructions. I will go through with a few ahadiths so we can enlighten ourselves. Through these ahadiths we can judge ourselves. At present, the circle we are in, the friends we have, the associates we have, are they suit with what is recommended in Islam, what is recommended in these ahadiths or not? If this suits, we have to continue having friendship, and if not, we have to rethink and we have to disassociate with wrongdoers, and we have to re-establish our friendship circle. Nothing wrong if once we find out our mistakes, our errors, our lacking, to reimburse anytime. Once we know that what we are doing is wrong, we have to correct it. And that's a process, that's a lengthy process, it's a constant process. It's not something overnight you can change yourself. The self-purification process is something that it takes time. It takes months and years. After that, a person can be closer to perfect. We cannot say that we all 100% perfect. We try our best to be a good Muslim, be a good human being, and seek nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as possible as we can. These ahadiths are guidelines, and we have to apply these guidelines in our day-to-day life. I did mention that we are the human being. We need the social gathering. We need we are the social being. We cannot disassociate ourselves from everyone. We cannot cut off from the world. We need friendships. There are many sayings by our imams and great personalities that those who don't have friend, they are a stranger, like even in their hometown. So if you don't have friend, you like a stranger. Those who have good friends, no matter where they travel, they can feel themselves in their hometown. So this is the formula we can carry on. We need to extend our friendship hands to others, but we need to be selective based on the guidelines we are receiving from Quran, and also we receive from the ahadith and the sayings of great personalities, our prophets, our holy imams. We can set up a standard of ourselves. You have to consider that we can have friends of alike. If we are wrong, we cannot enjoy the company of good people, and automatically if we are good enough, we cannot enjoy the company of wrongdoers. So these things go side by side, meaning we need to correct ourselves and set up our own standards so we can have our friendship circle up to our standards. And meantime, we need to try our best to make good friends so their influence may help us to attain goodness, to attain taqwa, to correct ourselves. And also we can influence others in their correction. So these things go side by side. The more we correct ourselves, the more we behave good, the more we seek nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we find the good friends and we can disassociate from wrongdoers meantime. And the more we make good friends, the better we can get influence in ourselves, and also we can impact in others. These things go side by side. If, God forbid, if we are wrongdoer, God forbid if we have some mistakes in our life, some bad habits we have, it doesn't mean that we should not make good friends. We have to go with alike. No, we have to try our best to correct our wrong things, our lacking. We have to extend our friendship circle with good people, with selective people, so they can have influence in our life, and also we can have influence in a good manner in their life. So these things go side by side. So that's why it is recommended to have the friendship, the friends who supposed to be our friend, like the one who strive in good deeds and encourage us towards it, like Amr bil Ma'ruf, the one who do Amr bil Ma'ruf, that person can be our good friend. Meantime, the one who can do the Nahi anil Munkar, forbidding the evil, they also our good friend. We should not take a negative step towards those who are pointing out our mistakes. Imam Sadiq alayhi salatu was salam mentioned beautifully that ahabbu ikhwani ilayya man ahda ilayya uyubi. The best brother, the best friend of mine is the one who presents my faults and my mistakes in front of me. See, there are two methods. If I see something wrong in somebody, I have option to go and correct him directly without letting this information goes to others. That's a good way. But sometimes we expose the person and we spread their bad habits in front of others. That's the wrong thing. So the one, like the friend and the brother, is the one who, like a mirror. Mirror is what shows whatever the goodness in you and whatever is faults and errors in you. Both things it shows clearly, and it shows in front of you. If you are not in front of mirror, mirror do not expose you, do not tell you what you are. So the friend and the brother is someone who tells your mistake in front of you, so you can correct in a good manner, in a nice manner. So ahabbu ikhwani ilayya man ahda ilayya uyubi. So the best friend of mine, we have to consider if someone is pointing out our mistakes and errors, we should not take a negative step. We should not think that we are offended. No, it's something, it's a positive. We have to consider them as our friend, our brother, so we can correct ourselves. So the one who always praise us, they always honor us, no, there is no time they are pointing our mistakes in front of us, they cannot be a good friend, because if they see something wrong in us and they are not trying to correct, then what type of friend is that? What type of brother is that? So this is the fair to have a good friend, to have a good brother, as a friend. We need to correct each other, but in a nice manner, in a good manner, in a way prescribed in Islam. Imam Ali alayhi salatu was salam mentioned beautifully concerning the friend who can be your friend, or we can say that both, who cannot be your friend and who can be a friend, within one hadith. La yakunu sadiqu, this person cannot be your friend, sadiqan hatta yahfada akhahu fi thalas. A friend cannot be considered a friend until he is tested in 3 occasions. Thalas, 3 occasions. Please listen to this carefully. If the person is not with us in these 3 occasions, that is not our true friend, no matter how much they pretend to be our friend. They cannot. Why? Because the true friend is with us in these three occasions. You have to test them. One, in the time of need, while we are in good, while we are not need anything, once we are okay, you can find lots of friends. But while we are in need, while we are in calamity, while we are in trouble, who supports you, who stands with you, they are the true friends. Sometimes having calamity, having a problem is a good, so at least you can test your friendship circle. So in other times you can have limited friends and mention and already tested friends. That's a good for you. So in the time of need, this is the first. Behind your back, sometimes they are good with you while you are present. While you gone out, then they talk bad about you. They are not defending you. They are not talking good about you. So they are not considered as your friend. Your friend, the true friend, is friend who is good, who is tested behind your back. While you are absent, how they behave about you, they are the friend or enemy. You can test them. And after your death, see here, the question may arise here that what is the use of understanding a friend after our death? The concept in Islam is totally different than what we have in general in our society. That our friendship, our brotherhood is not limited to this world. Our life is not perished after our death. We continue living, we continue having our friends, we continue having our friends until the day of judgment, even after. Right? So the true friend is friend who is friend in this world as well as the friend in hereafter. That is the true friendship. So sometimes you see in the Quran mentioned the friend is much closer than your relatives, because your relative, your blood relation can be good in this world, but in hereafter you may not find them. They may not be with you. But a true friend, a believer, a friend who is coming under the criterion of Islam, under the criterion of what is prescribed in Islam, they are the one who are friend with you in this world as well as in hereafter. So after your death, those persons who are assisting in your funeral, those persons who are doing good with you, and they are even talk good about you after your departure from this world, they are the one who are considered as a true friend. So this is one of the ahadith by our Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. We have many ahadith by Imam Ali alayhi salatu, especially if you check the Nahjul Balagha, the treasure we have in our hands, that Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam talking about many topics, the wisdom words especially if you check the friendship, what is the Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam saying, what Imam Ali said about the friendship is very good for us. This is something for everyone, not only for the Muslims, not only for the believers, for everyone who really seeking a good friendship circle, they can follow these instructions. Imam Ali said in Nahjul Balagha, إِيَّاكَ وَمُصَادِقَةَ الْأَحْمَقِ فَإِنَّهُ يُرِيدُ أَن يَنْفَعَكَ فَيَضُرَّكَ. Do not make friendship with a fool. The people who are foolish, the people who are fool, we should not associate with them. We have to disassociate with them, no matter how good they are in their own world. But fools may not benefit you. Do not make friendship with a fool, because when he will try to do you good, he will do you harm. This is the nature of fools. They try to do good for you, but what they do is harm for you. Not every time, but most of the cases, because of their foolishness, they harm you. So we have to keep ourselves away from fools. It doesn't mean that we should not help them. It doesn't mean that we have to leave them alone. No. Do not make them as a close friends. Do not consider them as your friendship circle. Helping them out or giving them some advice is a different issue. It is recommended to even help our enemies. This is Islam. Islam helps even enemies. No matter if they are enemy now, tomorrow because of your help, they may turn and be a good friend of you. So who knows? We have to have our mind open. We have to try our best to do good with everyone. But what is mentioned here, that we should not consider them as our advisor. We should not be close friend of them, because they try to do good for us, but in fact they're doing wrong. They harm us because of their foolishness. And وَمُصَادِقَةَ الْبَخِيلِ فَإِنَّهُ يَبْعُدُ عَنْكَ أَحْوَجْ مَا تَكُونُ إِلَيْهِ. Do not make a miser your friend. There are people who are miser, who don't want to spend anything for any good reason. For any good thing, they don't want to spend from themselves. Do not make a miser your friend, because he will run away from you at the time of your dire need. See, the miser, what? He don't want to spend anything. So if you are in a dire need, if you are really in a need badly, then you may not expect anything good from that friend, because of the nature of this person as a miser. They may not open up with you, they may not assist you, they may not help you. So إياك ومصادقة البخيل فإنه يبعد عنك أحوج ما تكون إليه وإياك ومصادقة الفاجر فإنه يبيعك بالتافة. Do not be friendly with the vicious and wicked person, because he will sell you and your friendship at the cheapest price. My dear brothers and sisters, this is the very dangerous thing. That too, before the fool and the miser can be tolerated, but the vicious person, the wicked person, once we know that they are playing with us, once we know that they are playing with others, once we know that they are doing wrong, we cannot have friendship with them, we cannot associate with them. Why? Because the time will come, once they find the opportunity, they will sell you. Meaning what? They put you in danger. While you are in danger, they may not come for help. So that's why we have to keep ourselves away from wicked people and vicious people. Always we have to draw a red line between ourselves and wicked and vicious people. And understanding them is something which we need a basira, we need a wisdom, we need some sort of understanding that who is a wicked, who is vicious, and who is someone who can harm us. And وَإِيَّاكَ وَمُصَادِقَةَ الْكَذَّابِ فَإِنَّهُ كَالسَّرَابِ يُقَرِّبُ عَلَيْكَ الْبَعِيدِ وَيُبَعِّدُ عَلَيْكَ الْقَرِيبِ. And do not make friend of a liar. The person who lies is not trustworthy. It's not trustable. You cannot trust on that person. You cannot be friend of that person. Some people, they I think their nature is the lying is there in their DNA. Whether they benefit from it or not, they lie. It became a habit for them. God forbid. This is a very wrong thing. Lying is one of the major sins, but it dragged the person unto the hellfire, both in this world, also in hereafter. See, the tongue look very small, but the harm of this tongue is very dangerous compared to other organs of our body. We may lie because we can speak, we can say something, we can think that we are smart, we are lying and we are deceiving people, but they are the foolish people. They are the one who are not deceiving others, rather they are deceiving themselves. But we need to be careful with liars, and do not make friend of a liar, because like a mirage, he will make you visualize very near the things which lie at a great distance, and will make you see at the great distance the things which are near to you. So they change the things in our sight opposite direction, 180 degree. What is good, they show you as a bad thing, and what is bad, they show you as a good thing. So the liars always they do opposite. So we have to be careful. We should not associate with liars. And once they are proven that they are lying, just try to advise them, try to help them, but do not depend upon them. Do not make them your own friend. And also Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam said in Nahjul Balagha that if a friend envies you, then he is not a true friend. The friend is someone, once they saw something good in you, they should not be jealous. They should not be envy you. They should encourage. And they can try their best to be like you. But if they envy, if they show the jealous, then they cannot be your true friend. And also Imam said the mind of a wise man is the safest custody of secrets. See, the wise man, those who have wisdom, where we can sit and talk and we can share our secrets, because as a human nature we have stress, we have problems, we have secrets. We need a place where we can share our secrets so we can ease up ourselves. This is the nature of human being. So we need to be careful with whom we are sharing our secrets. It's not that every secret we have in our life putting on our Facebook and exposing everywhere. What help you can receive by that way? I'm seeing many of our brothers and sisters, something happened to them, a little thing, they put on the Facebook and they expose and they tell everyone. What help they can receive by that way? Keep these secrets, keep your sorrows, keep your calamities, keep your secrets for those who are wise, those who can advise you properly, those who can help you in coping with the situation. Cheerfulness is the key to friendship. This is the key. Patience and forbearance will conceal many defects. Sometimes if we keep our calamities, keep our secrets within ourselves or within our wise people, those who can advise us, and not exposing to others, that itself can conceal many defects. So we can live better. So just to ease up ourselves, we exposing whatever we have in our life is not a good suggestion. It is not something good for us. Tomorrow we may regret that everyone knows about us and they may not help you, and some may take that an advantage of you, so they may harm you. So it is good to keep this secrecy, keep our own problems within, and if we want to share to ease up ourselves, share with the loyal persons, share with the someone who can keep this in a safe custody. And also Imam said, unfortunate is he who cannot gain a few sincere friends. There are some whose nature is something aggressive. They cannot make anyone friend. That is not a good thing, because a human nature, human being needs a friendship circle. They need they are social beings, so they need someone to share their joys and secrets. So you need friendship circle. So the unfortunate is he who cannot gain a few sincere friends during his life. And more unfortunate is the one who has gained them. This is very important. Gained them and then lost them through their own deeds. Making friends may be an easy task. That is also not an easy, because being selective in friendship is very important. As we mentioned, that we need to check the criterion. We need to find out who can be our good friends and sincere friends, and we have to select only those. Not making plenty of friends is not recommended. Making sincere friends is recommended. So finding sincere friends is very important, right? But keeping them is more important. And also Imam Ali said, he who is deserted by friends and relatives will often find help and sympathy from strangers. Sometimes your own blood relatives will deceive you, will trouble you, will harm you because of envy and jealous. Normally it happens. But if you come out that, you will find friends, and friends will help you more than your own blood relatives. It has been proven, and this is the word of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Lack of friends means what? Stranger in one's own country, our own village, our own city. If we don't have any friend, like we are a stranger. I did mention before. And also Imam said, a friend cannot be considered a friend unless he is tested on 3 occasions, as I mentioned, in time of need, behind your back, and after your death. The poor is one who does not have any friend. He is the real poor, not those who don't have any money. No. The people may not have money, but if they have good friends, that's a richness. That's a real asset. Be friends with the righteous and avoid the evildoers. Stay away from the hypocrites and don't accompany the treacherous. Those who trouble you, those who play the trickery, those who hypocrites, those who are wrongdoers, we have to stay away from them. They cannot be our friend. If you have a friend who can be with you in your hard times, then you are a very fortunate person. Imam Ali said that if you have a friend who can help us in a hardship, in hard times, we are fortunate. So we have to make friends who can help us. Meantime, we also demonstrate the same, meaning we have to be a good friend to our friend, meaning while they are in hard times, we need to assist them, so we can expect the same thing from them. Finally, I want to mention this. Amirul Mu'mineen mentioned beautiful things. We can go on and on and on and on. You just pick up the Nahjul Balagha, the peak of eloquence. This book you can search, it's there online in any language. You just go through it randomly with the wisdom words of Imam Ali, his sermons, his letters. These are something enlightening our life. We can change our lifestyle through that. Finally, I want to mention this. Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam said, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, try to have as many as possible true friends, for they are the supplies in joy and the shelters in misfortunes. Shelters in joy and supplies in joy and the shelters in misfortune. They are the true friends. And Imam As-Sadiq, our 6th Imam alayhi salatu wasalam, said, a friend occupies a great position to the degree that even the inhabitants of hell will seek his help before the relatives. I did mention that relatives may not help sometimes, but friends will help. In this regard, Allah, conveying the words of the inhabitants of hell, says, so we have no intercessors nor a true friend. So if they had true friend, they could intercede them, they could help them even while they are in hellfire. If we have a good friend, a righteous friend, they can help in the day of judgment. A wise man, it's something like saying, a wise man said, the true friends are the most favorable gain in this world. They are adornment in luxury, support in misfortune, and aid for acquiring good living and good deeds. These are the wisdom words, and this is something we have to be careful and we have to pay attention. As a wise man was asked whether he prefers his brother or friend. Here, it's very important. Whether he prefers brother or friend, he answered, I prefer my brother when he is a friend of mine. If we have relative, the brother who is friend, then that is nurun ala nur. That's the best thing we can have. That's a fortunate thing we can have. We hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help us to find good friends and sincere friends who can help us in this world and also in hereafter. And also we can be good friends and sincere friends to our friendship circle, so we can help them in this world as well as in hereafter. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.